truly believe poor people got to stop having kids. When you say it out loud, I understand how dangerous it is to say out loud. And I understand how it could affect so many even more disenfranchised people. Call me China at this point. Like, the population is out of control.
I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but if the adults in that car worked, would they have been in that position?
I literally know somebody that was working in the medical field and was sleeping in their car. Some people work 12 hours a day. Some people can't take days off. Listen, I'm not giving excuses, but I'm saying that we're talking about that level of poverty. He could literally be one of the lowest forms, and they don't have no play.
And all they had to do was take care of themselves. Can you imagine having to take care of children? Teenage children, you know how much kids eat? At the end of the day, everybody failed these children. Everybody. We want to police women's bodies and say that they have to have children and fetuses are a life and ... But you set up no scaffolds for those children later on in life.
That's unfair to be like, he walked away. You don't know what the cause of their breakup is.
No, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're not in the house with those children. At the end of the day, you don't know what's going on with them children to the point that you did not know that your kids was homeless for 3 months. At the end of the day, the last time you physically saw your children was a month before that.
Yo, humanity has to come first. This kid don't got nowhere to go. As of right now, this is the only place we need to take the kid in.
You left one person with 3 of your children, and they asked you to come get them, and you had an excuse instead of thinking as a parent, I need to figure out how to see my kids.
I'm actually
probably like, I didn't even know she was homeless for 3 months because she was acting like she had it.
Oh my goodness. I cannot stand people like you. I think that we no longer are brother and sister.
So shouldn't they charge
It's disgusting. It's
That's
really
what
sad
FTK
and
looks like.
disgusting.
That's what.
What level of sorry do you have to be to do that? Trifling.
Day trips to where?
Because there is no like
Lake Michigan.
I don't even have.
I mean, even if you didn't know, even if the mother never said like, "Hey, I don't have anywhere to live. That's why I need you to take the kids." That means you ain't check up on your kids in 3 months.
That's what she said.
But why did she bring the kids to like
Oh
a
my
shelter? If she knew that the husband, or if she knew that the baby father ain't shit, was not going to be active, was not going to save those kids or even save her, and was
How
not.
did she know that?
But,
Well, I mean, when he told her no.
Maybe about
but
the
do you?
first
But
kid.
like,
Like-
even when
like-
it comes to going
like,
to a
you went
shelter,
3
No,
months.
but they had 3.
but even when it comes to going to
would
a
you do
shelter,
that?
they
Why
get
would you have 2
full.
and 3?
There's a lot of people that are
Same
very
man?
homeless, and there's a lot of people that don't get accepted into shelters because guess what? If you are trying to work, or if you do have to make runs throughout the day to try to take care of your family, you got to make gas money because you're driving around. You're doing something, and sometimes you might be the last person before the person that they let in to get into the shelter.
Listen,
so things
I'll be
happen.
honest. If
No, but
I
it's
have,
just, it's
if-
just unacceptable.
If I have
period.
it, I mean, listen, the guy is an asshole. He definitely is
Period.
100%
Just say
wrong.
that.
But she's also wrong too, because there was
She has her kids.
no. She should have relinquished those kids because she did not have the means to
Someone
keep
who
them.
wants to be with another woman and take care of her kids.
He's
instead?
still wrong, but she's wrong too. At some point, you gotta say, yo, you know what? My pride for my children is not worth it. Maybe I need to put my children in a place where they can have a roof over their head.
So you think men are just taking their children in?
What are you talking about?
He's not talking about having given the kids to the father.
Yes.
Whoever that's going to protect the goddamn health and safety of the child.
Who?
I don't think relinquishing them
grandma.
to the state is the answer.
The child is dead now. Okay?
The other 2 aren't.
Huh?
But the other 2
But
aren't.
one is dead. One is dead. And
Okay,
so
I partially. Okay.
no,
yeah,
my
but-
thing is, yo, listen, first of all, I've been a kid in a fucking car in the winter. Like, I know what it's like when you really have no other options.
Wait, so why your mama
So who's
didn't?
to
Why your mama
blame?
didn't take you
Who's
to
to
the
blame?
state?
I stayed in a shelter before
who's
with
to
my
blame?
mother.
No. What we're saying is that she did try to go to the shelter, and for whatever reason, like you explained, she couldn't have full-time shelter
I answered-
housing or whatever.
You asked me
Well,
why did I? Because
no,
we were
hey,
able
hey,
to.
You need to.
we were able
No.
to.
You need to.
I am here.
Yeah,
but
you
if
need
you,
to bring
I
it
already
down.
answered your question.
But you didn't answer my
Okay,
question.
wait.
Had you allowed me to finish my question,
Oh my
you'd understand what I'm
God,
saying.
guys, let's be
She
family.
went the shelter route. It did not work. She was unsuccessful. She was unable to get full-time shelter for her and her 3 children, or I'm sorry, her and their 3 children. What I'm saying is that the only other alternative is for her to relinquish them to the state. So if you saying you was in the car with your mama freezing to death in New Jersey winter, why the fuck she ain't take you to the state?
She took me to the shelter. We were able to get the shelter. Again, I answered your question.
You said you were in the car. You did say that.
Okay, all right.
No, you're.
So let's backtrack. we were homeless. All right, I'll give you the whole
You
shit.
said you was in a car.
Okay.
If you were living in a car, how were you also living at a shelter?
We were in a car. We lived in a car. At some point, we went into this shelter.
Exactly. So when you were not in the shelter, why the fuck didn't your mama take you to the state? That's what I'm saying. You think it's okay?
So, but what I'm saying, no. Because
You
what I'm
think
saying
it's
is,
okay
we
for
have
this
90
woman-
days of being homeless. So now my thing is, did you go there every
You
day?
think it's okay for this woman to relinquish her kids?
Yes, I
to the
do.
state,
Because now
but
your child
mama,
is
your
dead.
own mama,
Your child
who
is
had
dead.
you living in
your
a car.
child is dead now because you didn't want to relinquish your child that you couldn't take care of. You didn't want to drive down the street. He's wrong, okay? Who the fuck cares? We've already established he ain't shit. He's a terrible individual. I am not going to keep beating down a dead horse. She's wrong too. When you realize that your kids are freezing to death in Michigan, where it's fucking, I was just in Michigan in December and January. It's cold as shit, bro. It's cold. I had two stores in Michigan. It is freezing, bro. It's freezing cold. You can
to live there, I know.
If you cannot have if the father ain't shit and you have no other option, the mom, your mom, their mom, he's allegedly saying that she was down the street from his family's house in which she could have dropped the kids. We don't know if that's true or not. Regardless of the case, she had an opportunity where she could have found a way. And I'm not saying it's the favorable way, but because she decided to say, you know what, I'm not going to relinquish my kids to the state for whatever reason, now two of them are gone. And she has to wear that, regardless of him. Yeah, no, I get it. They're both wrong, but we're trying to say, okay, listen, he's not only just wrong, he ain't shit.
And that's exactly why I'm a Christian. And if you would refer back to the Bible, it would tell you, you need to let go ego and pride. You need to bring them kids to that man house that you don't like.
And drop them off.
So I suggest everyone to get into their Bible so that you can be better parents, period.
Talking about 90 days. You didn't say day one, they froze to death. This is 90 days.
Back in the day, women were marrying people that, like, they were leadership. They had things to offer. They had assets.
They were still doing some fucked up shit.
Okay, but still, at the end of the day, we both are coming up short. That's it. Because men want to be catered to now. So now you guys think you're the prize, and it's the truth. Like, you guys are act so like oh, a woman has to be this way. She can't be too soft. She can't think that I'm gonna give her flowers. She can't I can't open the door for her. These are the things you guys are saying, and you have said it specifically. So stop doing that. So at the end of the day, like, we can't even be gentle, feminine women that caters to a man and values a man and lets him lead and just is absolutely devoted to our man, because they saying, like, bitch, you better work, you better bring 50%, you better be strong, you ain't getting no flowers, I ain't opening no doors, I'm not about to call you by your first, like, it's just a lot of stuff. So we both are being, back in the day, used to be like, hey Danielle, is Miss Janelle Williams here? You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to be called by our first and last name. We using our Instagram names these days.
Ooh.
Okay, forget it.
Too much TV.
That's not the point. That's the only thing y'all heard. Anyways, there was respect, and things people were operating differently.
There's no resolution. You gotta let it play itself out. The resolution is that people sometimes need to fucking go through the process
to their daddy
and
house.
fucking die off.
Take them to their daddy house.
Both parties are responsible. That's it.
No, we know that. Yes, both
Take them
parties
to
are
their daddy
responsible.
house.
But
Drop them
yes,
the fuck
like
No, that's not gonna work. If I'm being honest, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not
the
gonna
nigga,
work.
if he left too.
The dads are not like not in every situation, but I'm not dropping my kid off to someone who is barely. Sometimes certain people are not coherent enough. Sometimes people are not gonna bathe your kids. Sometimes they're not gonna make sure you.
Would you
eat.
rather them die?
Okay, I'm not saying that. Just shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying, in this specific situation.
In this specific situation, okay, fine. I don't want them to die. But what if you send them to a house where everybody is crackheads anyway? And so now your kid is around fentanyl or whatever. It doesn't. I'm just making up a scenario, but obviously she didn't feel comfortable with dropping her kid there, and she thought she could handle it, and she had pride, whatever. But sometimes you're in a situation where you don't want to do that as well, and maybe
she also didn't have enough support, because we're only talking about the baby father being the only option she could have taken these.
So this is what needs to be talked about. The fact that there was two adults in that car, the mom and the grandparent, which looks like they're going down the same path in life because they're right next to each other in the car, but nobody wants to hold. Listen, the guy ain't shit. And I will 100% Own that, say that. But we got to also start saying, listen, as a mother, you ain't shit and you failed too. Your child is dead because of poor decision that you made as well. And that's the thing. Nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to say the fact that she had other opportunities to protect these kids' lives. I understand pride and ego and relinquishing to the state, and maybe even getting to a shelter is not that easy. Although I heard that she was also declined from a shelter a few times, correct? So with that being said, did she try some ways? Yes, but guess what? When it comes down to the health and basically the existence of your child,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about your pride. You failed.
Okay.
You failed. I don't care what it is. Like, I got a kid, and I'll be damned to let my daughter and my son freeze in the car under any circumstance.
Me too.
Under any circumstance. Fuck my pride. You could take my child. Listen, hopefully I get back on my feet and I can figure it out and I can win my kids back over once I can show that I'm a fit parent. But at this point in time, my pride got my kids killed.
So it is important to have the community to help you with your children, even because at the end of the day, you do need family to be there for you in times that are difficult. You gotta.
Or else I'll say this: there are
Cut
two
that out.
parts to this that actually need to be addressed. One, again, this back to what you guys were talking about earlier. This makes us. We should be continuing to think about the fact that if you are not with an appropriate person that cares about you, perhaps you just should not have kids with them. And we don't know if they were engaged, married, whatever. They got three? Was it 3 kids? So they had 3 kids.
Crazy.
They were in the house together.
Crazy.
So they had some sort of family structure going on, right? But at the end of the day, the woman sort of held the cards as far as there had to be signs. You know what I mean? Like, she held the cards as far as like continuing to have children with this man. There had to be signs. And let's just say there weren't. Then, it was just an anomaly. But I think her, like, she tried to go to a shelter, but like, to think that this woman should have taken her kids to the state and relinquished her 3 Black children to the state, like, that's wild. I don't know any mom
He's
like
gonna say they're dead.
that I like know in general that's gonna be like, oh yeah, let me just take my kids to the state. No, they're gonna be like, no, I can handle my kids. We can get through this, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. Clearly his mom did it. So it's possible. And I imagine that there's a lot of people dealing with that. There's a lot of homelessness. Or, yeah, I guess they are homeless. But, there's a lot of that going on. It's just hard for me to think that it was pride that got in the way. Because she didn't have enough pride, to make her just say, oh, I'm going to hoard these kids. She reached out to their father looking for assistance to take care of his children. And if he knew that his family was down the street, my question is, why didn't he take his children to his family's house? Why?
I don't think he knew where she was.
I just don't understand the dynamics. And maybe do you have more details? Because I really feel like
She do.
you may be missing something.
The craziest thing that you're not realizing is that same man has attracted more than likely the same type of woman who's going to run his life. So if a man can allow a woman to dictate what he does with his kids,
Sorry.
he's already been doing that with the woman he had kids with.
And
Like,
it's gonna continue.
and it's not just the fact that he's an ain't shit weak ass man. But now here's the real kicker. As a woman, how do you allow a man to be ain't shit is ridiculous because it ain't your kid. That's more sickening to me.
Thank you. Because
Because it ain't your kid. You allow a man to abandon and you honor him, or you at least sleep with him and lay with that man knowing he ain't shit is more disgusting than a man being
It's
ain't shit.
unattractive as AF.
You know he ain't shit, and you're okay. You're okay with the fact that he's a deadbeat parent, and you suck on him, you sleep with him, you probably pay his bills, you make him dinner, and yet you know he's a trifling ass nigga. You're a trifling ass bitch. And you don't want to get the blame on them, which is crazy to me. Because I don't expect nothing more from somebody who proved they ain't shit.
I'm looking
He
at
was
you
fucked up-
crazy.
No, but he was fucked up to you, but he treat me good.
No.
There's a lot of women that do that.
Yeah, they do that. But to me, I'm just like how can you abandon your children? Now I'm looking at you crazy, and if you don't fix this, and you definitely.
The only thing that makes sense that a woman would be okay with that type of partner is if they have a kid together and that woman's kid is taken care of perfectly fine, meaning they're lacking nothing. The I guess the resources that are going to his other kids isn't affecting what's going on over here. I think that's the only way that I could.
I don't think that she would have needed a kid. She's being taken care of.
I mean, I understand. I'm just saying the only way I could see like a person rationalizing it being okay to be with a man who would just leave his children and abscond his like role in their life and his responsibility.
But
That's
it
the-
also, I'm sorry to cut you off. It
Mhm.
also may be where she's seeing the communication that he has with his child's mother,
Mhm.
and he sees how combative it is or
Mhm.
how
Wait,
unhealthy it is.
She sees
The
what
new
he's.
woman,
Okay,
the new
I got
woman
you. Yeah.
sees the communication, or she's met or whatever. She's been in contact with the child's mother, and she sees how hard she's making it for him to be in their lives.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that could also be a rational reason.
But you know, like as a woman,
We saw
as a
video-
woman, I just go ahead.
We saw a video. This was literally 2 days ago. We saw a video on Instagram, and basically one of the girls, she had kids with a guy. They were separated, and she said to the guy, "You better not have your new girl posting my children on your Instagram." Right?
I mean, I think that's fair.
What? But I'm okay, guys. Hold on. Time. That's layers. Let's put some layers. So now, let's say this man is now moving on with this woman. This woman is now a stepmother, right? This woman is also taking care of the kids. However, frequently that she has them.
Also, they're married.
No. I'm just saying, in the process of building, like he's with this person, like they're actually together, like they're not like
married, but together.
yeah, they're not married. They're together, right? And so my thing is, sometimes the biological mother makes it unpleasant and or damn near impossible to get a relationship with the new step parent because he moved on.
It could be trying to like coach or give the stepmom like examples of how I do things with my kids. So when they're over here, these are kind of some things that I want
fair.
you to lay down. So if I don't really post my kids on social media, I'm going to ask that you don't. So if I saw you
That's very
post-
reasonable.
If I saw you
Yeah, it
post
is.
a picture of my kid and I asked you to take it down, I hope that there's not a problem.
Yeah, and it's kind of like just common
Boundaries.
sense. It's kind of like why are you going above and beyond to post somebody else's kid that's not yours?
No, like if that, listen,
Because you're trying to look like a super parent.
or
I
maybe
think it's stupid.
or maybe because you actually have a relationship with the kid. Like,
I mean, but why do you have to post somebody's
could
kid?
you not just have a relationship with
Why
the
do you have
child?
to post somebody's kid though?
If you're somebody-
why can't people just be like understanding of other people's feelings and just say, you know what? If you don't want that, then I'm just gonna respect that. That's it.
Yeah, it's like it again.
I don't want my kid on your page.
woman's
I just
child.
don't think
Or
that.
I don't want people in my business.
My thing is this: what has to be understood is that when you are separated, you're even if you have different ways of parenting. It's one stays over here, one stays over here. You're not gonna enforce your ways of parenting in this household, and we are not together, and vice versa. So
Depends on who has the majority of the physical custody.
I'm like that with myself though. Like, don't post that picture of me. I don't like it. I'm embarrassed by it. My hair, but I just wasn't laid. Whatever. It's just at the end of the day, don't post my child. You might have caught him doing something stupid.
But honestly, it don't
I'm
even
not
have
saying
to
put it in
be
a bad
as,
light,
like,
like-
crazy as that. To be honest, if I'm not to say that I would have a rule against like posting my own
Don't post
child,
my
but
kid.
I know some people are like funny like that with social media and their kids. But if you're on social media and you're like, oh, at Bobby's soccer game, his first soccer game, they won, blah, 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 and you're parading my kid on social media as if that's your kid, yes, that's going to piss me off.
but why?
I mean, I probably won't see it. I'm not.
Why?
Gonna lie.
Because this man is trying to move on with his life with a person who's supportive.
Have your own kid.
Y'all, look, this is what y'all do with Russell. Russell coach, Russell post, Russell kiss, Russell let him call him dad. All of this shit.
But and listen, the
That's
thing
a
is that
different
because
situation.
the
That's a different
mother allows it. That's the thing.
No, Future had a problem with it from the very beginning.
They
Okay,
friends. They
let
be
me-
Future
let
an
me-
active parent?
I don't know.
Yes.
Exactly. He's out
Because
with,
Ciara said no.
Well,
he's not an active parent. That's clear.
Court papers actually proved that he
He
was
don't
there
care.
78% of the
Court
time.
papers?
Yes.
The
doesn't
mother
care.
said that dad don't be
listen,
around.
this is
so-
what
The mother be lying.
Here, we don't hear future talk.
What do you mean? Yes, you don't
I don't have
listen.
no rebuttals.
You
We don't talk.
Yeah, I ain't listen. You know he just said,
What?
What
if
he
I
just said?
cheat, I only cheat in the morning. Because by the end of the day,
Ignorance.
I gotta be loyal.
Pure ignorance. Pure ignorance. That's why I hate being an October person. I fell in love with a man that had a daughter, and the fact that he wasn't close to that daughter and spending time with her, I was like, we're gonna fix this. So the person has a relationship with their daughter to this day because of that. Because I'm not a person that's like, yo, you're a father, you have a little girl, like you're gonna be present in this daughter's life. Because if you're not, I'm not attracted to a man that's gonna abandon their child.
sorry.
Oh, so
Whether
you
you wanted
bully
to be,
him?
whether you want to be in this, whether you wanted to have that kid or not, you did what you had to do. So take care of that kid. She looks just like you. And this is real. This is Gabby. Am I lying? I'm not
Gabby
lying.
said,
A man that's fine as hell that I really liked and was in love with, and I'm not trying to be. I even was like, yo, homegirl, I don't got no issue with you, but I feel like you in a situation where you have a daughter and this man needs to be present in her life. Period.
was he trying to, or was the mother?
He was
like,
saying stupid shit. He was just like, I didn't even want to have her baby. That's not the point. The baby's here.
Damn.
The baby's here.
So I make a new
And
one.
you all in my face trying to be cute, like, oh, like this is cool and all, but you got to take care of your kids. I need to see what type of man you
Damn,
are.
I need Jada bad.
Bad.
I gotta.
So if
I
you're
gotta
gonna be
go
in my
take
life,
care
I
of
gotta
that.
see if you can take care of your responsibilities, because I got a lot of shit that
What?
I need a man. So the man is
said, gotta
a
have
great
her.
father
Yeah.
because in the time
I
frame
made
of us,
him.
Let me go get
in
them
the time
kids.
frame of us dating, I was able to make him take care of his child because that shit is not attractive.
Sorry.
Especially to a woman like me. I'm not attracted to somebody that's not going to take care of their kids. That's whack to me.
So I have a question for you.
Crack is
So
whack.
you're a woman with a child.
hmm At that time, I didn't have
No,
my
I'm talking
child.
about right now.
Uh-huh.
Are you single?
Yes.
Okay. So if the father of your child gets into a new relationship, whatever is getting serious,
Mhm.
and let's just say it is serious,
Uh-huh.
and that woman is neglecting or kind of pushing away the child that you two have made together.
I don't give a damn.
No, I'm saying, like, how would you handle that?
That person, that ain't my business because I'm going to take care of my business. And it is what it is. And the next relationship I'm in, I'm going to be straight. That's just how I operate.
Well, would that stop you from
I don't
sending
care
your
what
son
you do,
over there
sir.
though?
Whatever y'all want to do, y'all going to do. I'm such a simple person. We either going to be cool or we not. That's it.
Yeah.
You decide. Because at the end of the day, I don't have any animosity towards you. I'm not no bitter baby mom. I don't care what the hell is going on. You want to take care of your son or you don't. If you do,
No, I'm
you
trying
cool.
to
If
figure
you
out,
don't,
like, what I'm trying to ask.
if your new boo is cool, if she's cool, go ahead.
What if he's taking care of
Mhm.
both of your son, and
I
Who's
don't,
the other
I
son?
don't know.
well, him or her and him,
Okay.
he's taking care of their son.
You could.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Go
taking
ahead.
care of their son,
Mhm.
like, whatever the agreement may be. But
Mhm.
every time your son is there, he comes home and he goes, "I don't like the way Melissa is treating me."
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have a talk with Melissa. And the way I operate, that talk is gonna be it's gonna cause some changes. I'm not like a lot of people. I operate in a way where I don't bite my tongue. If it's gonna be a problem, and if the problem keeps persisting, then we're gonna have a problem.
Question: Are you going
And
to go to
he's
her
not. I don't
first?
care what issue we have with each other, me and my baby father. He has enough respect for me to make sure that doesn't continue being an issue. I don't care what y'all got going on. Get married, have fun. But at the end of the day, respect what I got going on, or everybody's gonna be miserable. Period.
But are you going to go to her, or are you going to go to him?
We're
and
all
say,
gonna
hey,
sit down.
Okay.
We're all gonna have a sit down.
All at the same time.
I was gonna say
Let's
the
sit
same thing.
down.
I don't think that I would even give my baby father a chance. I wouldn't even give him a chance to relay what my son told me for him to fix the situation. We're all gonna sit down right here.
Let's sit down. I don't want to hear nothing. When my son is here, he better come home with clean nails. His curls better be curling.
Greased up.
I don't want it to be ashy and flat in the back.
Moisturized.
See?
He better
She
be
said
full.
flat in the back.
He
I'm
better be
fucking
full.
trying.
He better have made it to school. I don't want to.
Did he get his allergy medicine?
Yes. He better not be inflated.
EpiPen
There's no
in the
inflation.
bag.
I don't. So
Flat
I
in the
know I'm
back.
not no fool. I don't have no issue with you having another woman. Make sure my son is good, and that's that. And I'm be cool with her. Matter of fact, sis, let's hang out. You and your kids and my son. Let's hang out. Keep this man away from me.
Okay.
I got the different.
Keep him
Well,
occupied. Be happy.
Obviously, I don't know all the things in the situation, but I'm just trying to figure out like what will make a woman say, yo, you know what? Maybe my kid doesn't need to be over there because of the new potential
Roaches.
parent.
Not mad at it.
Roaches.
Not mad at it. As
You got
someone who is
roaches?
scared of them-
You can't. My son can't come over.
I'm
Not about
cool
to
with
bring
that.
those eggs to my
I'm
house.
cool with that.
Those eggs to my
That's
house.
what my problem is. Roaches and abuse.
Oh wait, in bed bugs.
If my
Yeah.
son comes, if anything in this area, if anything comes back, if I smell something that smells too adulty, my son's not going over there anymore.
You smell like
Wait a
brown
minute.
mouthwash, like the brown Listerine.
What's happening?
Wow.
So I pay.
I'm just saying that's what you.
No, I know, I get it.
I
I
pay
get it.
attention to my
I'm
son.
saying that'd be
so
fucking
much.
crazy.
I pay attention
I
to
know
my
that.
son
It's just green
extremely
and blue.
because again, my son is very intelligent, but his communication is not like where it should be at this point. So I have to pay extra attention.
You have to be his
The
advocate.
moment I'm uncomfortable with something, I have questions.
I wish Rome would start to open up about his situation, but maybe on the next episode.
If you're dating a woman
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you have children,
Yeah.
do you just what happens with your kids? Do you just stop caring about them, or do you say, "Hey, this is my schedule," or "Hey, like, what do men do to take response? Like, what do you guys do in those situations?
You add.
But she's saying like how do
How do men handle?
men like create their boundaries
Yeah.
with that new woman so that they don't have.
We
the
talked
issues
about
that we're
us.
talking about.
What are men doing?
So when you meet a woman
Uh-huh.
and you guys are dating back and forth, you guys kind of get a schedule together. And so every other weekend I have my daughter or
Yeah.
this is the time. So if you try to impede on that time, then you're going to get your feelings hurt because that's
Okay.
my time with my child.
Okay, but we're talking to a man.
I'm talking to a man.
But
And that's
you're
the way
not
he
in a
like it.
situation where a woman has ran your life. So I'm asking you,
realizing
as a
that.
man who doesn't get his life ran by women, how do you operate in that way? So you said they have to respect the schedule.
Or you're gonna get your
Yeah.
feelings hurt.
You're gonna get your feelings hurt.
Right.
But now, when you start dating that person and you want to introduce your child to that woman,
Okay.
are there rules in place? And does the woman and the baby mother have to have a conversation? How does that work?
Well, first of
Because she trusts you.
all, but you're far ahead right now. First
Okay,
of all, you
sorry.
have to hope that one of the two, if not both of the women, are civil to
Okay.
begin with before you introduce them to each other or before you even bring your child over to the house or wherever the situation is and or to the car. Oh,
That'd be a problem too.
shit.
Women are weird.
Well,
I don't have
well,
the energy.
First of all,
you only have 2 daughters?
Only.
My friend, she's the bitterest baby mom I've
Right, that's
ever
what-
came
My
in
girls got two
contact with
sons.
in my life. Everything is a
I'm in
problem
trouble because
for
I'm
her.
not bitter.
Everything is a problem
Like-
for her.
Wait,
and I
what
just
did
be
what
like,
did she
girl,
do? Like, what did she do? If you don't mind.
oh, her baby father was dating some girl, and she was in the car when her baby father came to pick up their kid,
Like,
and she
what?
wasn't home. So the grandma, her mom, went to the car and said, "Okay, here he is," blah blah blah, and she went and told like, "Oh yeah, he came and picked her up," and there was a girl in the passenger seat, and she went ballistic, and I'm like, but.
They be better mamas sometimes. It's like,
She's
you
like,
wanna
I've
impress this
never
man
met
so
her. I've
bad."
never met her before. Why would he bring her to my house to get my kid? Like, well, she didn't get out the car. She didn't,
But
I don't know.
It's also on how you end the previous relationship.
Mhm.
Like if you cheated on that woman and then now
Yes.
you are doing some other shit, then you already didn't respect her the first time. So whatever you do from this point on is not. gonna
But
be
they're
good.
so far attached from their old relationship. Like they're just,
It's
Child
the
is
pain,
7.
it's trauma.
yeah.
But at the
No,
same
yeah.
time, she doesn't trust him. She doesn't trust his
His judgment.
his judgment, the decisions that he makes. She has in her mind that he is an F boy and that he doesn't have the responsibility that she like. I don't trust you to have women around my child.
And
But
a child being
not for
7
nothing.
doesn't mean that she believes that he has grown in that 7 years.
Exactly.
She believes that he's still the same person that he was, and he's still doing the same shit that he's doing, and this is proof of it.
Bitter.
Yeah,
She'll
but-
never,
but-
she'll never understand.
But
like,
regardless of the case, it doesn't matter what she feels and her perspective of him. Whatever she thinks he is or is not her responsibility anymore. And although she wants to look out for the well-being of her child, she has to understand that if this is a court order, at some point when she turns that child over to that biological parent, whatever, you have to just hope that that he or she gets back to you safe and sound. And the same thing vice versa. Because I might have broke up with you because you were made poor decisions too. But I have to trust that you, especially if you're the majority parent, that you're making proper decisions on a day-to-day basis, even though you showed me that you couldn't. So it's not about what I feel anymore, about who you are as a person. At this point, once I give you my child, all I know is that my child better come back the same way that you got him.